What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping the car vlog. I am on the way to work. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Nobody tells you when a God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. I hope you guys had a great weekend. If not, I'm praying for better days, and I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're going through it, because at the end of the day, you still got to treat people right, still got to do right by people. You know, these trials and tribulations, these are something that we are not exempt from. Us believers know this the more we read into the word, because sometimes we be trying to pray for a life that Christ didn't even live on earth. So always remember that. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling, me and my wife's professional wrestling company, that we will be getting back next month, August 30th, the 11th hour. Get your tickets now. Team C3 versus Team Board. It's so many matches. It's like one of the biggest and most important matches and shows to date. So make sure you get your tickets on Eventbrite. They're $5 off, but there'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. Wrestling news, everybody. So, Jacob Fatu, rising star in WWE, he did a rap song with his family, Rikishi. I don't know if Rikishi is, I think it's his uncle, but he did a song with Rikishi, and in one of his lyrics, he uses the N-word. So a lot of people, especially black folk, they clutched their pearls. They clutched the pearls. It was like, oh my gosh, wait, flag on the play. Some did not. Some was like, hey, he one of us. Some said, whatever, I got better things to do. So I'm here to talk about it. Hopefully this is the only time I talk about it. I'm going to sit here and be completely honest with y'all. What I might say probably will offend some people. It might offend all y'all, but it's okay. I still love y'all. Okay? So, obviously, there is a very thin line between culture and stereotypes, right? There's also a thin line between supporting and pandering to a certain audience, right? This N-word, right? This N-word is used to some as a form of endearment, greetings, what up family, and stuff like that. And then it's also used as derogatory, disrespectful, racial, you name it. It could be a whole bunch of stuff. But a lot of people use it, and some people be like, hey, I'm going to watch how you use it. Or you shouldn't use it at all because it was derogatory. I'm going off on the N-word right now. This is my take on it, right? I'm actually trying not to use it in my vocabulary. Just for the sake of me, and then just how I talk. I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying not to say a lot of things, right? But still, so a lot of people have known to take a word and flip it to something of endearment or positivity and stuff like that. But to me, I do think that this word is still so powerful that we probably just don't need to use it or use something else. Now, some people don't say it. They say, what up, king, or what up, queen? I hate it, but still. I know some people be like, oh, well, they have a form of the N-word where it means king in some other language. Now, you're not going to let a lot of people, especially of the Caucasian complexion, say that and be like, I'm calling you king. You're not doing that. So let's stop. So I personally think that if this word is still deemed derogatory, only dependent on the person or maybe even their upbringing and stuff like that, maybe we just shouldn't say it at all, right? If it's bringing back a lot of the stuff that a lot of people who look like us and some still go through, I don't think we should say it. Personally, I don't think we should say it, because you do have people that are not black that say it. I've heard people say it that's not black, and I don't get offended because, you know, sometimes, most of the time it's an endearment. Now, if I am fighting somebody or getting into it with somebody and then they say it, okay. But I'm not putting a whole bunch of energy into trying to filter, oh, this person means it this way, or this person means it that way, or you can't say it because you don't look like this, or you can't say it because you look. That's too much energy. So I'm going to say that before I go into Jacob Fatu saying. Now, I talked to some of my homies, and one guy said that, he's been saying it for years and stuff like that, and he was like, he's not offended by it or whatever, but he definitely understands why people are upset. Now, like I said, some people grew up with this kind of stuff. Some people have said it. Now, does it validate it, especially if it seemed derogatory? No. But do I think he meant it in a demeaning tone or anything? No. I don't. I don't think he meant it to say it like in a mean way or whatever like that. Now, if you are upset, you have a right to be upset that he said it. You have a right, period. You know what I'm saying? He said it. Now, he may get pressured by WWE, or maybe even himself, he'll probably maybe apologize, or maybe he won't. It won't make me stop watching the guy. The guy's talented, and I've talked about some of the stuff that he has done, and he's, for the most part, has fixed his wrongs with certain things, especially with that charity situation that happened about a couple years ago. But still, in this climate where a lot of people has a platform, social media channel, YouTube, Black Planet, all that stuff, a lot of people are going to air their grievances and frustrations with that, right? But like I said, even with some of the people of the Samoan ethnicity that wrestle for WWE or any other things like that, some people be like, oh, well, you black because of this, you black because of that, black, and then when they do something that seems like a lot of black people do or say, now you not black. That's why people are sick of the cookout invites, right? A lot of people be inviting people to the cookout. Like, to me, the cookout term is played out too. As soon as you see like somebody that's not black with a black wife, or they can dance, or they can do a jig or whatever like that, oh, they're invited to the cookout. I mean, even Trick Williams invited Cody Rhodes to the cookout for no reason. Cody Rhodes has a black wife, but Cody Rhodes ain't saying nothing about black culture or nothing. It's just that people love Cody so much. So now you get Trick Williams, who's a guy at the time that was very, very popular and loved him. People still love him and stuff like that, even though evil now. Hey, you want to come to the cookout? And it's like, cringy. I don't think I've ever said that somebody is invited to the cookout. And I'm not sitting here saying that I'm 100% an advocate for black culture, because like I said, it's a thin line between culture and stereotypes. So that's how I feel about when it comes to that situation. I've seen people, they say, oh, well, who gonna tell him he can't say the N-word? A lot of people been doing it now. Now, some people probably can't go to his face because he's probably not that accessible, but some people still say it. Hey, you can't say it. I'm sure people tweeted him, DM'd him, probably said some crazy stuff about him, probably said some stuff about his family, and a whole bunch of stuff. If the pressure is on, you probably will apologize. I don't think he meant anything evil, but I do think, for the most part, it does get a little ridiculous, where it's like, hey, these people used a different version of this word and it was derogatory and stuff like that. We're going to flip it and make it something positive. But now nobody else could use it because of whatever stuff went through. Now, there's derogatory terms in every ethnicity, right? And I'm sure that if an Asian person is using that term, one of their derogatory terms, and if somebody is black saying it, I'm sure they're probably not going to be like, please don't say it. Or if they do say it, then their mothers is going to be mad. Oh, well, this and that. Look, you can't weaponize victimhood forever. You just can't. Sometimes you do have to hold yourself accountable. If you say it, you say it. Like that's it. Or maybe you do want to change because you want to avoid conflict. That's very fine as well. But when it comes to certain things like this, oh, well, he looked like he from the hood, or he from the hood because of a whole bunch of stuff. Thin line between culture and stereotypes. It's just a thin line. Oh, he got dreads. Thin line between culture and stereotypes. You have to be careful with these kind of things, man. I'm black, right? Especially in high school and middle school, I was using crazy vocabulary and stuff. And people was like, you talk white. Huh? So you mean to tell me I got to use slang, I got to do this, I got to do all of that? See? Thin line between culture and stereotypes. I dress different. I look different when I was in high school and stuff. Heck, I look different now, I think. Not a lot of people got wicked dreads. Anyway, I'm just saying in general. So it's a thin line between culture and stereotypes. And what are the 4 letters in culture? Cult. So you got to be careful with these kind of things, man. Like I said, still gonna watch him, still gonna support him. I don't think that it was something that he was trying to mean that it was bad. I mean, I remember when Swerve, a black man, he said that I think he said his ex or whatever was like black and ugly in one of his songs, and then people got mad at that. It's just like, he black. Maybe she was black and ugly, but maybe he's not saying that she's black like it's ugly. Maybe he's not. But he has a right to say it. You know, it kills me because a lot of people's like, oh, well, I can say what I want when I want and stuff. And then when people do it, they get mad. And then when you try to turn around and say, hey, what you're saying is disrespectful, you need to stop. Nah, it's a problem. Nah, oh, how dare you? We done went through. So I can say, because we went through, and I'm not going down a rabbit hole. I refuse to make this video go past 20 minutes talking about this stuff. This is why I'm not going live about this situation. Like I said, he may not say it anymore in the public, but if he's been saying it, and like I said, I'm not trying to say like validate, even if it's just a bad term. If it's that derogatory, everybody needs to stop saying it. You need to stop saying it. You need to stop saying it. Like I said, I'm trying not to go there with certain things with this situation, but still, it's like, you need to stop saying it. Stop inviting people to these cookouts that never happen. Nobody on the grill. Nobody be cooking. A lot of people talk about this cookout. It's just a form of endearment. Now, if you are a person that is not black, you probably should be careful about how you say that word, even if you do mean well. You know, some people give passes about it. You know, Jason Williams, the basketball player, he's white, right? He said it on a podcast. Nobody was mad when he said it because people like him. And they're going to say, oh, well, he's a great basketball player. He got handles like he's black. Like he's Allen Iverson. Thin line between black culture. Thin line between stereotypes. Man, black people got to be an athlete. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that I mean. People going to say, oh, black people from New York, they originated that and all of that stuff. And nobody was mad at it. Now people are probably going to turn the side on and be like, dog. Because I don't know where he's from. I honestly don't. He might be from there. But still, I'm just saying, thin line between culture, stereotype, thin line between supporting and pandering. It's definitely a thin line. Is it something that's going to make me lose sleep? No, it's not. For especially my group of demographic to be upset when they say other ethnicities tell them to do something because of the stuff that many of us went through, or some have went through and didn't even go through it all. That's another topic. I think it's crazy that same group of people is going to try to turn around and tell other people how they're supposed to respond and handle and do things like that. See, there's a difference between group thinking and stuff like that and speaking for a community, which is fine. But what's also fine is speaking as an individual and doing what's best for you. Or better yet, what's doing best for your family. Or better yet, doing what the good Lord says to handle situations. That's okay as well. Mud's got to stop. Culture. You got to stop. You have to stop. Straight up. But in closing, I'll say it again. I do know that you have a right to be upset. You have a right to just be cool with the situation. You know, some people, they didn't bother them. Some people, it is bothering them. It is messing them up. They're like, how dare you say this word? You know, only certain people can say it. Who gave him an invite? Hey, to each his own. These are my thoughts on it. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Let's talk about it in the chat. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I'm sure I had some more stuff I wanted to speak about on it, but I'm letting it go. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.